Evolution is a biological process that describes how organisms change over time, resulting in the diversity of species we see today. It is a scientific theory that explains the origin and development of life on Earth. The concept of evolution was first proposed by Charles Darwin in the mid-19th century, and has since been refined and expanded upon by numerous scientists and researchers. The theory of evolution is supported by a vast body of evidence from a variety of fields, including genetics, paleontology, and comparative anatomy. At its core, the theory of evolution suggests that all living organisms share a same common ancestor, and the diversity of life on Earth has arisen through a process called natural selection, in which certain traits are favored over others based on their ability to increase an organism's chances of survival and reproduction. Over time, these traits accumulate, leading to the emergence of new species and the evolution of existing ones. Despite the overwhelming scientific evidence supporting the theory of evolution, there are still some non-believers. Some might be because of religious reasons, or lacking of understanding behind evolution and limited exposure to evolution sciences, or maybe it's just personal bias. So we're here today to tell you more about evolution and explain some misconceptions behind it.
What is evolution? The theory of evolution is that all animals are related and change over time. The process that allowed different kinds of organisms to develop and diversify from earlier forms over millions of years. Evolution is crucial to all animal survival and has a big impact on every animal's survival rates. Evolution is caused by mutations and the theory of natural selection. Mutations are caused by the alternation of a single base unit, resulting in genetic change. These mutations can end up affecting all an animal's ability to survive, which resulted in Darwin's theory of natural selection. The premise of his theory was that animals that are more adapted to their environment are more likely to survive, filtering out other animals that do not have the same mutation. This process results in the majority of a population consisting of said mutations' better characteristics, and allows for the species to move forward as a whole. The speed of this process depends on how important it is to an animal's survival. If a mutation results in a 1% better survival rate, the entire population will adopt it within 1,000 years. If the mutation results in a 10% survival rate, the species will adopt it within 100 years. This is the process of evolution, where characteristics of animals change to benefit said species. Evolution is an ongoing process, and every single organism on Earth is currently experiencing it. Evolution is a key part of a species' survival, and is vital for stability within the animal kingdom.
Evolution is present in every living organism, and it happens for species when they need to adapt to predators and new living conditions. Here are some examples of evolution that have happened to different species in the wild. Rock pocket mice have adapted to their surroundings. The rock coloration around the rock pocket mice's habitat became darker due to volcanic activity, which caused light-colored rock pocket mice camouflage abilities to be more limited. A mutation occurred, making the rock pocket mice evolve, and now they have dark-colored fur, or some do, making the rock pocket mice blend in with their surroundings. The light-colored rock pocket mice were able to survive better in areas with light-colored rock, while the mutated dark-furred mice were able to camouflage with the volcanic rock. This enabled their camouflage abilities to be restored to what they were originally. Tawny owls are adapting to warmer winters. Tawny owls in southern Finland are evolving to handle the decades-long rise of milder winters marked by less snow, and they're evolving and mutating through this by changing color just like the rock pocket mice. Using data spanning 28 years, scientists have found a dramatic increase of dark brown tawny owls in a population that is usually dominated by pale gray owls. The brown color helps tawny owls blend in with their surroundings, as there's much less white snow for the pale gray owls to blend in with. Pink salmon have adapted to multiple types of water. Salmon and salmon-related species have evolved and changed over millions of years. Genetic diversity allowed different species and populations to adapt and survive under different conditions in various streams, lakes, and rivers. The genetic variety among these fishes is crucial to the survival of Alaska's salmonids. Due to some salmon getting multiple chromosomes, salmon were able to become very diverse and have species that are able to survive in both freshwater and saltwater. This enabled different species of salmon to be found in streams, lakes, rivers, and the ocean.
So one of the most common misconceptions about evolution is that it's only a theory, because it's in the name. It's called a theory of evolution. But this isn't true, and we do have all the evidence to back it up. And the reason it's called a theory is because it was only a hypothesis when it was first proposed, so we just call it a theory. But now we have lots of evidence showing that it is real. So we call it a scientific theory nowadays, which can be considered a fact because of all the evidences behind it. And many people who believe that evolution is real think that humans are descended from monkeys. And this is a convincing argument because humans and monkeys are really similar. We share 99% of our DNA or something, but this is another common misconception. Humans, monkeys, and chimpanzees, and while we are all very very common, and that's because we share a common ancestor. So we're descended from the same animal maybe millions of years ago. But this doesn't mean we're descended from monkeys. And recent research shows that this common ancestor was an ape-like creature that had traits that help it make and use tools. And so if we look at how humans evolved over time, many people will think that evolution is a very slow process, that it takes thousands or millions of years for it to complete. And this is true in many cases. So whales evolved from land-dwelling to ocean animals over the course of millions of years. But there are examples of animals that evolved very, very quickly, maybe in less than 100 years. So for example, there's a fish species in the Hudson River, and it evolved over 50 years. And adapted resistance to toxins that are dumped in the river, for example. And this only happened 50 years, so evolution doesn't always take a long time. It's just usually very slow, but it still happens quickly. But some people also think that individuals can evolve, and this isn't really true. So individuals can adapt to their environment, obviously, and people think that they must have evolved. But this is not true, because these changes are not a result of their genetic makeup. So, if I adapt to my environment, that's not a result of changes to my genes. And it's not because I've changed my genes in some way. So I haven't evolved. Also, evolution requires genetic changes for an entire species. And me, by myself, is not an entire species. So individuals cannot evolve, only species can.
In conclusion, evolution is a very important process and is essential for every animal to survive and continue to grow. Evolution helps animals adapt to any new and changing environments in order for survival. Evolution is present in all animals, including humans, and it has helped us grow to what we are today, and as well as what we will be in the future. Through the process of natural selection, evolution is what allows for species to move forward and overcome obstacles they may face. Evolution does not just affect physical traits, but internal traits as well. Species evolve to become immune to diseases and other occurrences that can kill them. Evolution is a key factor in the circle of life, and without the ability to adapt, extinction would be much more present for species throughout the entire world.